YouTube, what's up, baby? Back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be talking about Miss Marvel. All right. Now, if you've been to this channel before, you already know how we do it. We started off with the premise, 3 favorite scenes, the grade, and then we on to the next one, right? So, again, Miss Marvel, episode 1, entitled Generation Y. So we start off with Kamala working on this YouTube video for her YouTube channel, um, and it's having to do with Avenger stuff. After we see that, we notice that Kamala has a driving school test to actually go drive, and she definitely fails it. um, And then from there, we see Kamala at school, and we see that she's not very popular, nor does it seem like she has many friends. Um, she meets up with her friend Bruno, though. She has like 2 friends that we know of. So she meets up with her friend Bruno, and they talk for a minute. They're talking about Avenger Con, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Avenger Con. Um, And then from that, she gets called to the school. She gets called up by the school counselor to come to her office, to come to his office. And he talks to her, and he's talking to her about focusing. He's talking to her about her always being in like this, fantasy world, just thinking about other things, and he's talking to her about her grades and just the normal type stuff. And we see Kamala has problems focusing, like for sure, because she's like, as he's talking, she's thinking about things, and the things that she thinks about, sometimes you can see them come to fruition, like with cartoon stuff. It's like it's weird, but it's cool though. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. Um, so, anyways, Kamala. After that, Kamala talks to Bruno about going to AvengerCon again. They make plans for AvengerCon as far as like this cosplay costume that she makes, that they make together, and it's for Captain Marvel, whatever you want to say. And we see that there's going to be like some type of competition, so they're trying to get everything right. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, um, we follow Kamala and her mom, and they actually go run some errands together, and they got some things to do because her brother is actually about to get married. So, they're doing regular errands plus some errands for the wedding. Um, and her brother's name is Amir. Anyways, from there, Kamala goes home, and Bruno tells her to just ask her parents if she can go to AvengerCon. She's like, it's not gonna work. So, but he's like, just ask them anyway. So Kamala gets home. She goes in front of her mom and dad, and she asks, if she can go to AvengerCon, but they're not having it. So, she can't convince them to let her go. And then she goes upstairs mad and everything like that. And then her brother Amir comes up there and tells her that, hey, I'll talk to our parents about it, and I'll see what I can do. So she's like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Um, so after the talk, it ends up being that they actually are gonna let Kamala go to AvengerCon, but it's under certain circumstances, and she can't wear the Captain Marvel suit that she made. She has to wear this Hulk suit that her mom made for her and her father, so they would both be matching. Plus, her father has to be able to go there for at least 2 hours, and Kamala doesn't want this to happen. So because of that, she ends up, hurting their feelings. So her mom just leaves and is like, I made this dress for you, or I made this costume for you, and you're tripping, da da da. And then her father is hurt because she didn't want to hang out with him. You know what I'm saying? So they're both hurt. Um. So anyway, she's down. She's hurt by the fact that she hurt her parents. So she calls Bruno, tells him what happened. He's like, "Hey, come meet me on the roof." So they go on the roof, and he just ends up like making sure she's okay. You know what I'm saying? And then by the end of the conversation, she is okay. Um, the next day, we see Kamala make a plan with Bruno on how she will actually sneak to AvengerCon and um, Bruno comes up with this idea. He's like, "Hey, they say to put a little of yourself inside the costume that you're making." So because she's Pakistani, um, she ends up trying to bring something from her culture and put it to the costume. And earlier on in the episode, we see that her grandmother sends her a box, and her mom says it's junk, but we know it's not junk. And inside the box, there's a few items, but inside the box, one of the items is this bracelet. And when she touched it earlier, it kind of gave her like a weird feeling. But she's like, you know what? I'll take this. This is what I'll add to my costume, and you know that's how I'll bring a little touch of my culture into the costume. So that's the plan. Um, um, so the next day comes and it's time for AvengerCon. So Kamala and Bruno end up doing what they had planned, but it doesn't go exactly as planned, but they end up getting to AvengerCon. Um, so they get there and they're enjoying their time and everything like that. It's cool, and then it's time for the cosplay competition, and we see that there's a girl from her school that actually doesn't really seem like she likes the Avengers, nor does she like Captain Marvel, but she's actually dressed up in a Captain Marvel outfit, and it kind of looks better than the one that Kamala made. You know what I'm saying? So obviously she has competition, but not just competition like from other people, but just also from somebody from her school, but also dressed in the same attire that she's wearing, but it looks better. You know what I'm saying? So it's a handful. But anyways, it's time to get called up, and it's time to decide who has the best costume. Um, so she goes up there and then she puts the bracelet on, and when she puts the bracelet on, energy, there's like this aura of energy that goes around her body, and then all of a sudden she like falls back, and then she's in another dimension, and you see all these other people there with like glowing eyes and stuff like that, and they're shaded out, they're like shadowed out, so you can't really tell, but they almost look like villains, like a whole bunch. And then she comes back to the real world, and she's like, Bruno, did you see that? And he's like, what are you talking about, man? Go up there, they're calling you. So she goes up there, um, and then people are taking pictures of her, and she can't take it, like ever since she put the bracelet on. And then she ends up like shooting out this energy, and of course it's real, but everybody else thinks it's just like some type of cosplay trick. You know what I'm saying? So she shoots this energy and keeps on shooting it out and shooting out and shooting out, and everybody's like, oh, cool. Da, da, da. And one of the blasts ends up hitting one of these decorations for like Ant-Man or whatever it may be. Then a lot of the decorations start breaking, and things get dangerous. So um, but it ends up being that people start running away and everything like that. But the girl that's from her school, that's actually dressed in the Captain Marvel suit as well, she's like, you know, impressed by what Kamala just did. And then all of a sudden, this one decoration, I think it's like Thor's hammer, comes down, and it like knocks the girl back, and then she's about to fall down and really either die or hurt herself really bad. And then Kamala ends up using her power, and her arm stretches out, but it's not her actual arm. It's like more so like energy form of an arm, and it stretches out and it grabs her and makes her safe. And then from there, Kamala and Bruno actually leave. She goes back home, and she's like, "Yo, like, don't tell anybody about what just happened." And then he's like, "I got you. You know what I'm saying? I won't." So she ends up going upstairs. And she goes in her room, tries to sneak and do it, but her mom's already in her room, and her mom is talks to her, and then she ends up hurting her mom's feeling again, because she's like, yo, like, I'm your mother. You knew exactly what I was gonna think. You knew exactly what I was gonna say about what you just did, but you still did it anyway. Like, you're you're being rebellious, like you're being a renegade, and this is not you. You know what I'm saying? Like da 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 da. So it's a sad talk and everything like that. Then eventually her mom leaves the room, and then Kamala lays down on the bed and she still has the bracelet on, and then like she like looks at her hand, and then her hand like glows with the energy again. So obviously she still has the power, and it makes her happy or whatever. So it kind of ends with her smiling or whatever. Um, So I mean, that's basically it for the episode. Three of my favorite scenes would be Kamala crashes in the beginning when she was about to do the driving test, bro. That was hilarious. She didn't even drive forward, bro. Got everything ready, pressed the gas pedal, and then it was in reverse. So she ends up hitting the car behind her, and the car behind her is actually the driver instructor's car. So it's like, bro, like that was hilarious. My second favorite scene was actually seeing the Avenger Con. Like it was cool just seeing all the stuff they had, you know, and just was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely reminded me of when you play the Avenger game, like on I have Xbox Series X. So when you play the Avenger game or whatever it may be, like it's kind of like the same thing. So it just kind of remind me of that. But little differences, you know what I'm saying? But still, so it was cool to see in live action, you know. And then my third favorite scene would actually be Kamala getting her powers at the Adventure Con, and you know actually using it to save her schoolmate. You know what I'm saying? That was cool to see. So those would be three of my favorite scenes. Um, I'm gonna come forward and say that I was not looking forward to this series, this show. After watching it, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be crazy or whatever it's gonna be, but I will say that I was a little bored with the stuff that was in the episode, but it's not like craziness, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's regular stuff, but I just didn't want to have that stuff like in my Marvel episodes. But all in all, it just kind of reminded me of like a soap opera, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end, it kind of like turned up things because we saw the powers and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get this because my expectations were so low, because my expectations um, were actually met definitely towards the end. Um, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because of that. Because of that. So hopefully the next episode is better than me, and if that's the case, the grade will maintain or rise. If the episode is not, you know, equivalent to what I would like, then the grade will go lower for sure. But again, 8 out of 10 for me for this episode. Definitely watchable. You know, yeah, definitely watchable, man. Definitely watchable. But if you guys saw the episode, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. All right. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I am Callie. Till next time.